Hello and welcome to this edition of Eat Right with Rouses. I'm your host, Keith Weissite, licensed clinical social worker with Terrebonne Home Care. Very glad you're joining us. However you may be joining us, we appreciate it very, very much. And always glad to be joining us is our favorite dietitian, April Sens. Hello, April.
Hey, Keith, how are you?
I am doing very well, but I am very interested to see what kind of fun you have scheduled for us today.
Yeah, awesome. Well, we're going to be making pickles today, so
All
we're
right.
going to have some fun.
Okay.
This is a really great activity to do if you have the kids at home or if you just feel like making them yourself. Making homemade pickles is really super simple. I have a quick pickle recipe. And what's fun about making the homemade pickles is you can pickle different items. So we're going to make some pickled cucumbers today.
Okay.
But you can also use it, you can make some pickled onions or something like that if you want to. Another thing, too, is if you don't want to make your own pickles, you can definitely head to Rouses and get some great pickles. We have some that are already cold in the meat department, so you can find those. They're fantastic.
Okay.
But what I love about this is you can kind of control the ingredients that goes into making the pickles. So I'm going to show you what I'm using today is we're going to be using English cucumber. You can use a regular cucumber if you want. But I love the way the English cucumber works out as far as whenever I'm eating it fresh and I'm actually eating the skin of it. The skin of this cucumber just has a really nice flavor and it's not like a bitter off put to it. So I love that. What you want to do is slice it like round pickles is what we're going to be making today, the little slices of pickles.
Okay.
And you want to slice them as thinly as you can. And there's no specific measurement to it. And you can just, these are homemade pickles. So they're going to have a very sort of like organic look to them, right?
Okay.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take those pickles, those cucumbers, and we're going to make a little bit of a vinegar flavoring for it. So before we do that, I'm going to show you the first step. So I have some vinegar right here. This is about a cup of vinegar. And what I do is I put this in the microwave for about 2 to 2.5 minutes till it's really, really hot.
Okay.
You can also do this over the stove, but what I think about making something really easy, I'm like, okay, let's put it in the microwave.
Yeah, throw it in the microwave.
So what we're going to do is we're going to throw a little bit of sugar into this. You don't think like pickles have sugar, but it does give it a little bit of a better flavor. It's going to be about 2 tablespoons of sugar in there, and it's going to be a teaspoon of salt.
Okay.
And what's great about making this is if you want to make like a lower sodium pickle, you could definitely use less salt as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some mustard seeds, and you can find mustard seeds and all of these great ingredients in the Rouses spices and seasoning section in the aisles. There's all these different great seasonings right here and spices. So lots of great options. I have some fresh garlic that I have 2 cloves of fresh garlic that I'm going to put in there that are peeled and kind of just sliced maybe into 3. I have 2 bay leaves, and I'm actually going to save that till a second. I'm going to mix this around, and what you want to do is melt that sugar and the salt into this mixture while it's still hot.
Okay.
And you can actually put all of this into the microwave together. I just didn't, just to save time for us right here. So once you're finished with that, then you're going to throw in the bay leaves. And then, of course, these are dill pickles. So we're going to put the dill in there.
There we go. Got to add the dill.
Yeah. So that is what's really fun. And my daughter actually came in here and said, it really smells like pickles in here.
Smelling the dill, right?
Oh, yeah. You smell the dill. You smell all those great flavors. And then from there, we're going to add our slices in there. Now, this is a quick pickle to where you can actually make these and then just leave them in this mixture until it cools, and then you can eat them immediately. This is not something that's going to last a long, long time like you would with a jar of pickles, just because we're not really adding any additives in there to hold it stable or anything. So they will last a couple of days, but this is a great little mixture right here. And then whenever it cools, they're ready. So I have some right here that are already ready to eat. And it just makes such a great addition to your barbecue, or even just having a fun thing to do in the kitchen. Just whenever you're, you want like a little activity to do, making homemade pickles is really a great option. And like I said, you could use the same mixture to put different things in it. I think like onions and beets and, the different items that you can pickle, okra. I mean, there's so many things that you can really make a great pickled item with.
Yeah, and so as we got about a minute left here, one of those things is I wonder is, does it change the flavor profile the longer it sits in the vinegar?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
So if you once you let it sit for a longer period of time, it is going to soften it up more. So if you want it a little bit to the crunchier texture, then you want to make it and eat them that day.
Okay.
And then if you want them a little bit more, soft and kind of flexible, then probably the next day I put them in the refrigerator and then have them the next day if you wanted them cold on a sandwich or something like that.
Okay. Yeah, I was just kind of wondering how that profile changed. And so it kind of depends on when you make them, if you want them quick and crunchy, or if you want to let them sit a little bit and get a little bit more flexible or a little bit more flimsy, depending upon how you want the flavor or the texture of that. But great recommendation. It's certainly a quick way to make pickles or anything you may want to pickle in your house. April, we thank you very much.
Sure. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, guys, that'll do it for this particular segment of Eat Right with Rouses. But don't go anywhere. A whole lot more local programming right here on HTV.